Thank you, Camille. Most of you, perhaps all of you, are aware of Larry's many scientific accomplishments. He's a true visionary. Indeed, many of us have even experienced Larry even more intimately through a variety of media, including a 3D tour of his innards. What I'd like to highlight today, and in the context of the Pacific Research Platform, is Larry's remarkable ability to inspire and to impact, in this case, a state, a region, and a country. About 9 years ago, we began discussions about upgrading the CENIC network, CalREN, and the networks that we run in partnership with other regional networks, Pacific Wave and the Western Regional Network, from multiple 10 gigs to 100 gig. As you might imagine, there were inevitable naysayers, most of whom were concerned more about fiscal impacts and less about scientific opportunity. Larry was, for a time, a singular voice reminding us that part of our mission was to ensure unconstrained access to bandwidth, and that opportunities were more than just raw capacity, but in how we use this capacity to support science and education. We, the CENIC board and staff, and our partners at the University of California, Stanford, Caltech, USC, Cal State University, took a bold step and decided to upgrade the network in the backbone to 100 gigs, but also to take that 100 gig capacity to the doorstep of the institutions that I'd mentioned. Sometime after that, Bill Klepsch at Stanford hosted a meeting and brought together all of these 100 gigabit institutions, and Larry unveiled his notion of the network as a computational backplane that was not only capacious, but uncongested, where data would flow unimpeded, and we would address the complex issue of end-to-end performance. Larry also highlighted that both the capacity and performance would be critical to other CENIC segments. Fast forward 6 years, and we now have most Cal State universities connected at 100 gigabits, some at 2 times 100 gig. Community college districts now with plans to upgrade. We have roughly half of the California's county offices of education at 100 gigabits, with most of them with plans to upgrade. We have the first and perhaps still the only public library in the country and perhaps in the world at 100 gigabits at LA Public Library. And we even have the first 400 gig participant recently in LA Unified School District. In the lab, we have 100 gig, 800 gig rather, working, and we're looking at terabit capacity. It seems obvious now to all concerned that this was an inevitable step. But this is really the impact of true vision, inspiration, and artistry, that a particular note, a single brushstroke, seems inevitable. But someone needed to write that note, make that brushstroke, and in this area and in our own arena of networking and scientific applications, the CENIC community, the National Research Platform, the Global Research Platform, the Pacific Research Platform, we're all indebted to Larry Smarr.